Hello and welcome to your podcast. My name is Sufi, and today I am with you with yet another episode. So, what I think is I should name these episodes as casual conversations because I do not have any particular topic to talk about. These are just random things which will keep me going, but with the time, I am going to add a creative content, a content which is going to be useful to all of us. So, yesterday I was listening to a podcast, and there are several things which are thought provoking, and I thought to mention them in my podcast. So, I was listening to the podcast online. There are several people I follow and listen to regularly, and I believe that it is going to make my skills better every day. So, there was this podcast in which they were talking about compounding. Compounding, I don't remember if I have named a chapter after this in my book Snowfall, but yes, I have mentioned it. Compounding, they are basically, the podcast was about the businesses and the way they grow. So, there were several things they talked about, and compounding was one main thing in which they say that when you are actually doing that work, it seems effortless because they are 0.001% of an effort you're taking, but you're taking them on a daily basis. And in the long run, over the period of decade, it is going to be accumulated into something big. So what happens, why businesses fail, is because companies or people break this compounding thing by switching from one industry to another. The compounding breaks, and then you will have to start all over again. So this was a very good thing. There was a takeaway from that episode. Then there was yet another thing, which is trust. Trust, as far as businesses are concerned, people put trust in your brand, in your name, and it also develops like compounding over the long period of time. You just cannot have a company and tell people to trust it. It comes not by saying, it comes by actions, and they cited an example of Tata. When they bought Titan, people started trusting it because it was from Tata, and Tata being a very old company and having a very robust record of ethical business, they were able to put same trust in Titan, and that is how people trusted the brand and purchased Titan without giving it a second thought. Then there were several other brands built on the same lines, such as Fast Track or Tanishq came from Tata. So the same trust played. In Tanishq itself, they placed that the carat meter in the showrooms or in the shop outlets, wherein people can actually check the gold that they were purchasing is actually 22 or 24 carat or whatever it claims. Otherwise, it was not traditional. There was a gold shop vendor who will give you anything and tell you this is so much so carat, and you have no instrument to check it, and you just have to go on believing. But then on reselling, you will come to know, okay, there has been a mistake and it is not 24 carat or 22 carat the way I had purchased it, and something has gone wrong. So that is where the trust deficit came from. There were several quotes which I could recall and which I noted down in my notepad. One of which is, the worst of mistakes I have made is in the best of my times. Means that in as far as businesses are concerned, people make big mistakes when they are growing or when they are on the top of their growth trajectory. So they gain that confidence, and I can say an overconfidence, and they think that everything they do or touch is going to work. It happened with me also. If I cite an example, when I was doing uh, business development for my career counseling business, and my sole purpose was to reach to the students much before they have to reach me. And I got an accumulation of huge data, which gave me confidence that I can go ahead and start coaching centers. And instead of opening one, I opened two in the different districts. And got several teachers from outside, gave them whatever salary they wanted, and then I trusted people, which I later on learned that you cannot trust anybody. So what happened, that overconfidence of getting data, of reaching people, of that positive vibe got me thinking that yes, it is possible, and I will be able to grow by this step exponentially if I do it and if I double it. So I did the thing which was not my domain otherwise, and I did it twice simultaneously, and it came crashing down. So I learned from that mistake, and possibly, yes, we have to make mistakes. We cannot just go through life by playing safe all the time. So that's it from today's podcast. I will keep on bringing, I'll try to get a good content and try to bring it on. Even if these are casual conversations, I don't want to waste your time. There's yet another quote I read yesterday, which goes like this: life is about creating yourself. So you heard it right. It's not about finding yourself, as people keep on saying. It's about creating yourself. What happens, we are just like when we're like that mud which is yet to be shaped into a vessel, onto a flower vase, into a bowl, into a brick. So it's up to you what you want to make out of yourself. It's not that you have to find what you are. So make yourself. This is your life. It has been handed over to you. People may say this thing and that thing. Don't get carried away. Don't get influenced. It's you who has to decide ultimately, and it's your gut which will tell you what to do and what not to do. Commit your own mistakes, but keep progressing. Do not stop. Keep growing in whichever field you are. Whether you are a student, keep studying. Whether you are a professional in a job, keep working hard, smart to achieve those targets, to be better than yourself, not from anybody else. And if you are in a business, you have lots of things to deal with. Be better at the tasks you are handling, and do good. So thanks a lot for joining me today. I'll meet you again in yet another episode. Stay blessed, and wish for me also. Thanks a lot.